Hey, how's it going? Today's 19th of June, Wednesday, and we are taking a look at the market, what kind of opportunities we can find. In today's video, let's take a look at some of the articles, right? Uh, there's going to be a lot of ground to cover, so I don't know if I will be able to read entire articles and all information, right? Most of these articles I have checked maybe two articles just to stay on the point, but other than that, there's gonna be a lot of articles that I haven't read, and we're gonna start with potentially acknowledging an issue. From acknowledging an issue, we're gonna progress to a potential solution, but there's many ways of solving this problem, right? In this article, we're going to be taking a look at what is UK's plan to send asylum seekers to Rwanda. So I haven't read this article, so let's read it and let's try to understand what this article is all about. This article was published 6 days ago, so that would be what is Rwanda asylum plan in April, and this article is been published by BBC, right? So it should be accurate, quote unquote, right? It's gonna be so accurate that we won't gonna read the entire article. So people who like to find this article, perhaps they can do it in their own time, right? What is Rwanda asylum plan? In April 2022, the government said that any asylum seeker entering UK illegally, which is very important, there's a process in place, right? It's something I was taking a look at yesterday, that e-visas, potentially there might be some processes there, how people can enter, as well as currently there's a lot of issues about people who would apply for university and have entrance to different countries to study, but they would end up working. So there's perhaps there's more issues, right? But we won't be touching on those. We're gonna be taking a look at just this particular issue, right? Without jumping all around, that's so to say, right? So people entering country legally after 1st of January 2022 from a safe country such as, let's do not bring other countries into this, could be sent to Rwanda, right? We will have the asylum claims processed there rather than in the UK. If successful, they could be granted refugee status and allowed to stay in the landlocked East Central African country. Okay, and that's I don't know about this part, and I don't know about entire contract, but I'm looking to understand it. What's been published for people? Perhaps people are discussing all kind of things in the background, right? So I would like to touch on background as well, right? If not, they could apply to settle in Rwanda and other grounds, or seek asylum in another safe third country. Third country, I don't know what this definition stands for, right? So it's just seeking for why we need to number those countries, right? Or classify those countries on what characteristics. If not, they could apply to settle in Rwanda. Okay. No asylum seekers will be able to apply to return to UK. The government says the plan will deter people from arriving in the UK on small boats across the English Channel, a key priority for Prime Minister. Okay. As of 11th of June, more than 10,000, it would be 11,000, and so people have crossed Channel in 2024, above the number for the same period is the previous 4 years, right? Massive numbers. So we can take a look at some of the statistics, right? So the process, I guess I'm neutral on the process. I'm looking to understand a little bit of background information. Let's delve into deeper into other articles. Something that this particular article was published 6 days ago, right? So let's delve deeper in other articles. Let's try to understand why there and what's going to be happening there. Rwanda, I mean. Let's touch on the map quickly, right? Where Rwanda is, and it's kind of interesting location where this people would be sent. So it's landlocked, right? I don't know how many opportunities are within that particular location. Well, I'm looking to understand what's happening within wider area, right? And not necessarily within that location. If that particular location is neutral, I I don't know that much, right? So I'm looking to understand it. Perhaps this particular location, quote unquote, safe, right? And I don't know about other areas around this particular area and what's happening in those, right? Since there's a lot of accidents happening, not necessarily in that particular area, but slightly below that would be Malawi. Let's take a look at what's happening there. Malawi vice president confirmed that in a plane crash in a forest. So I thought it's worth touching on since that's something that happened last week. I haven't read this article, so we can quickly. It's not good whether that happened, but there's a lot of accidents happening in the world. Who knows what happened, right? Quickly, we can touch on that and progress to other articles. The wreck of a plane carrying Malawi's vice president has been found with no survivors. President, okay, let's keep names. There's a lot of names. Nine others were flying with the countries on Monday morning when the aircraft disappeared from airport radar. The plane, a military aircraft, was flying in the bad weather. Soldiers has been searching. Okay, there's a location there for a oversight, and it's the morning in effort to find the plane. So there's a lot of things happening in the area, right? So that's the only thing. I haven't read this article, right? Let's progress to other articles. I haven't read this article, but it's something I'm interested in. I would like to understand a little bit better about background. So that would be Tim Cook and his role within the company. I think one of the key understanding that he brings to the company, he understands very well supply chain and management of supply chain. That would be how much value he can bring to the company when it comes to managing some of those things. For a very long time, well, those phones were manufacturing outside of America, perhaps. With his knowledge, he would consider bringing back to manufacturing to America, I guess. If not, I haven't read this article. Let's try to understand what this article is going to be about. This article has been written some time ago, not necessarily any information, but I thought it might be worth touching on. Tim Cook's supply chain guru behind Apple's growth. So let's try to understand. I haven't read this article, as I mentioned. Apple CEO Tim Cook joined as a supply chief when Apple was struggling and with his it's something that I was taking a look at previously. That's method of how to manufacture just in time, or in other definitions, it could be lean manufacturing. Some of the principles, right? So this for people perhaps who don't understand manufacturing. It seems this person knows how to optimize production lines, all these kind of things, but it's not that complicated. This part is not that complicated. To run entire supply chain, that's very complicated. But either way, let's progress. Inventory genius turn things around. Okay, probably more than any multinational company in history. Apple is a corporate incarnation of its owner. There's a lot of names. I prefer skipping those. Was Apple, and Apple was okay. So back in 2011, then the world learned that Jobs was terminally ill with. Okay, there's a cancer. I don't know all the details, by the way. Well, I'm interested in this particular person, but that's a setup that would lead to understanding this person that we are referring to and how he's managing some of the supply chains. That's the only thing what I'm, as of now, interested in. Either way, this article might be written in a completely different way what I'm looking, not necessarily what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a background of this person. Either way, let's close this article and let's progress to other articles. Quickly, let's take a look at this article. It's something that I managed to find recently. That would be April, about 2 months ago or so, right? 2 months and 7 days or so, right? That would be DR Congo accuses Apple for using blood minerals, right? I was trying to dig deeper and try to understand what they're referring with this blood minerals, and it doesn't say a lot to me. I'm looking to understand what actually they're extracting, right? So what's the name of the minerals or your earth that they're extracting? So perhaps we can solve this problem. But either way, coming into this, but either way, let's take a look at this article and what they're referring to. In this article, they're talking about I have read this article previously, right? Democratic Republic of Congo has threatened Apple with legal actions. It lawyers accused the tech giant of buying mineral smuggled from eastern Congo from mines where the human rights are violated by rebels into neighboring Rwanda. That's according to this article, right? The Congo government is questioning Apple about its knowledge of what is called blood minerals, right? So myself, I'm interested in understanding what they mean by those. But either way, so to be more productive, let's take a look at recycling. So I think we're not doing enough when it comes to recycling, or reusing some of those materials. I don't know if it's cost effective to do it, but let's take a look at. So let's do and will be a little bit more productive. So when it comes to sourcing, I know that some of the governments, we can touch on that if we have enough time, but I don't think we'll have enough time to touch on some of the governments, how much they're recycling, about 95% or so. When it comes to perhaps batteries and all of this, some of those technologies, right, compared to other governments who are not recycling as of now as much as they should. Let's touch on definition, but this video is gonna be too long. Perhaps we can do another video tomorrow where we can take a look at some of the materials and how those materials could be recycled better compared technologies there. I know that governments like Germany is doing a lot. Perhaps we can contact some of the companies in Germany, as well as some of the governments like People's Republic of China is doing a lot when it comes to recycling, and see if perhaps we can address some of those issues within UK as well. I think I have reached out to the companies already. There was perhaps people are busy doing other things, but they might have set up new companies. So we can reach out to new companies when it comes to. Perhaps we can only take a look at battery, and if not right now, in the future, I think there's gonna be more of the issue if it's not being addressed right now. As well as I don't understand what materials they're referring to. I know that they're referring to minerals, but I don't know what exactly minerals they're referring to within those articles. But as those people do know, I have no idea. If you would ask me perhaps batteries and how much market demand is going to be in the future for batteries, so we can try to address this issue, right? So that would be basically a phase in the cycle collecting of waste materials, the processing of manufacturing into new products, and the purchase of those products, which may then themselves be recycled. Typical materials that are recycled include iron and steel scrap, aluminum caps, glass bottles, paper, wood, and plastic. Very basic information, right? So I thought I'll touch on definition, and from there we can take a look at, or today I can reach out to some of the companies and cover that in more detail in tomorrow's video. Thanks for watching. See you next one.